Is that a joint?
Good evening, traders. Welcome to the Monday stream where you guessed it on the thumbnail. We've had cannabis stocks do very well today, like melt up like crazy. Maybe you should have started the stream with Tilray because it was nuts, but I think it's more nuts when you have the framework that was identified 8/18, right? So what, 5 weeks ago, ACB insane harmonic framework, everyone pinged, and it's just there, okay? It's there, chat. And then it's up 28% today. And it's just the beginning too, because this thing breaks 746. See at 10:30, breaks that, 15 bucks. Over and over and over again. Predictable patterns, structured developments, forms of confirmation, subtle signatures that indicate the trend is reversing, and then eventually resolution. So wonderful to see. Highest daily candle close really since Valentine's Day. So very nice. That's why I like this one better than Tilray. Tilray was awesome in its own right, but I just like the shark bat pivoting where we get a bunch of higher lows more than like, oh, it's at all-time lows, a 1618, 192 hop, like no forms of confirmation, and just blast off. It's like, I think, way more gambly. So this is, remember this, remember BABA, remember ACHR, remember how many effing times it's the long extended drawdown, then the M shape, then the type 2 return, or you could even have been, I could even like been like that. 1, 2, 3, rule of 3. That's when we go. So okay, and then Tilray. Remember, that wasn't charts only on Patreon/Citadel. So if you're supporting this 100% crowdsourced community, okay, you get that. You get stuff like that pinged. Oh my God, it's there. It's up to you to take action or not. Okay. All right, here's Tilray. Again, it was a bullish, a legendary at this point, legendary bullish deep crab, 1618, 192, right there. Type 1 reaction. And that was it. Okay. Call options up over 1,500% now. I mean, this one we talked about in general chat. So it wasn't even like the Citadel. Just like, bro, here it is. Yeah. Up 60, over 60% today. Mega breakout. Breaking 161 could mean eventually 211, but probably 244 to 250. To break 250 would be obscene. Should be illegal like weed. So I don't even know if there are other cannabis stocks. I know there was like Village Farms, but I don't even know if that's listed anymore. What were the other cannabis stocks that were notable gainers today? Those are just like, all I cared about was the framework of the harmonics, and they were brilliant. So very nice, man. Very nice to see that if you care. But then a long way to go if you ever wanted to see all-time highs. And speaking of all-time highs, how about gold? I mean, just ridiculous, man. Integrity Farms, Chronos, Maps, Sundial, CGC. Oh, yeah, CGC was the other one. Maybe we can take a gander at that real quick. Just cool to see. So you would think, like, right? We just looked at the ACB, and that ACB structure would indicate most likely we got a rescheduling coming, like that type of setup, right? Lithium Americas Corporation, exact same setup, and the government got in on it. Thank you so much, Ed Dunkel, for the 25. Much love, dude. Compliments to Chalin. So gold just can't be stopped. No idea when it will. I mean, 4K is your harder target. super duper price discovery parabola psychotic. A king of all kings. I mean, rectangle, diamond, triangle. What's next? It's beautiful. And then silver, of course, right? We all love silver. It was beautiful. I mean, usual breaking records, you know, or like at least multi-year, over a decade highs every day. But you just had like a 3 white soldiers continuation, I guess. Or you could have called it a 4-bar play. The 4-bar play was confirmed on the 25th, and you got that fall through. So, whatever. You're thinking $48, but most likely you would think all-time highs. All-time highs being May of 2011, 49.85. Looks like we'll probably see 50. What a trend, man! It is phenomenal. But it's not the only metals that did things, if you don't know. And I know, like, what about crypto, dude? Crypto was, you know, doing things too. Look, you can see Bitcoin above my head. It's nice, dude, right? We're talking about potential confirmation low. Absolutely. But let's just look at palladium, because palladium, yeah, I know, could be setting up for an XABC situation because you're at the top of the range, but that's the sign of strength. That's the backup. And to break 1269 in this context is virtually confirmation of phase E. I'll feel better when you start rallying and taking out prices from July 17th, because what happens if you just, in the next few days, they take it back below 1250, you're back inside this range, it all of a sudden kind of becomes higher risk. But, you know, they've broken out. It's broken out, chat. Anything above 1250, 1269 is a big breakout. And your next target, if it's real, is 1500 to 1600. You break 1600, it's like 1850. You break 1850, mother of God, it's 2000 plus. And so you just think about Fibonacci here to stay grounded. Whether you want to use this high, you know, whichever high. I mean, be conservative. We could use this high because the candle closes here. So let's just be really conservative and use that there. Okay, so what are they doing? You're hitting a 23% retrace from that high to low. That's your first checkpoint. Okay, if you're going to the golden zone eventually on palladium, it's 1655 all the way to 2181. So that's a common retrace zone. If this thing's actually reversing things, it looks like there's a buying campaign that's been going on for a long time. So at least since December 2023, that's the way to look at it. All right, palladium. What about platinum? Platinum doing things? Platinum, mother of God. Mother of God, dude. Nice resolution as they recaptured 1346. 2021 peak. Recaptured it. Pretty much reconfirmed it in late August. And you just been sitting here in an uptrend. And wonderful to see. Right? What was that? That was the highest daily candle close on platinum since February of 2013. So we're talking like 12 plus year highs. Phenomenal. Go get your grills, your ice. Get your platinum watches while you can, man. Because, I mean, a measured move of this pennant probably already hit in a week.
Trev845 tipped $25. Thanks for DDD Mitch. Wondering what you think of SSYS.
I mean, same subsector, right? 3D printing. We can look at it. We can look at it, man. Absolutely. And I don't know if Triple D was up, then it was down.
Hey Mitch,
but
thanks for everything you do. Let's take a look at MSO's the Cannabis ETF. Could this be the beginning of a huge rotation into this sector? Are the headwinds for this sector now tailwinds?
Lucky Lurker, thanks for the 2042.
Is that a...
We can look at it, absolutely. And we'll look at like some of those other pot stocks too, the CGC, the ones I just forgot about. It's wonderful, dude. You know, I fear, unfortunately, it's just not good for anyone's purchasing power with fiat. So hopefully you're using these financial instruments to at least keep up with the deterioration of your fiat. hopefully. So, all right, those are just like some notable gainas. How about, let's look at copper. I haven't looked at copper. Copper is coming back, man. You wouldn't believe it. The highest low of the entire uptrend on copper after the crash, the 18.4% crash. All you're doing, putting in your highest low of the uptrend. Too much demand. They couldn't even test the horizontal line support or the demand line of the channel. That's crazy. I wonder if that's like a signature, like strength, sign of strength. So a lot of resistance here. Look what they're up against, man. If copper, if they can break this 46 old all-time high from May of 2021, I think, wasn't it? It was, yeah. It was an old all-time high from years ago. If they can break that, dude, it's like you're kind of poised for $5, and $5 is like mega psychological, like one of the most psychological levels that exist. I mean, publicly traded okay, so like big investors, they're not even like allowed to buy stocks that are less than $5. I remember when AMD was like under 5, and then it breached 5, and it was like this huge party where institutions could get into AMD again. So to break 5 on copper, I'm not saying that has anything to do with equities here, but just saying $5 to break it, it would be price discovery again. Virtually, you know, it'd just be like, oh my God, 5 equals 10, 10, 15, 20. So just keep a lookout on copper, still uptrending and doing well. Got to break 5 though. Okay. I wonder if there's like a stainless steel chart. Chat, y'all know stainless? Because this one on stainless steel futures. Yeah, SS. What the heck? There is a stainless steel. Let's just look at it for fun. Oh my, what? I tried to go to it and it took me to, no, it's not letting me look at it. What? Dude, y'all go to y'all's trading view and try to look at SS1 exclamation mark. That's crazy. It won't let me see it. Yep. Sorry, I don't know what to do. It goes to Apple. Weird. Is brass gone up too? What about thorium and unobtainium, right? All the metals, dude, just doing things. Thorium, I don't know. Whatever. All right, so let's go to Bitcoin. All right, okay, enough time on this. You don't want to look at cash settled cheese futures. No one does ever. It's my favorite ever. Okay, so great to see some follow through of the potential goodness that was identified this weekend, right? Where old resistance on Bitcoin has been tested as support once at the beginning of the month, and now twice successful. So it's like you can see on a major time scale a discernible confirmation low that could manifest into some sort of C to D wave if we are fortunate sons. But just for them to spend so much time developing that, you look back, you're like, oh man, that sucks. Not really now. That's amazing. So I guess on deck would be the supply line of the channel here, which is going to be around 116, 116.3. Great to see the engulfing candle yesterday catch follow through today. You got 5 minutes till the daily close. It's going to be the highest daily candle close since September 21st. So that is your Bitcoin update. That looking stronger. Okay. Anything above 109.358 is golden on Bitcoin. And we're about to be going into Q4 in a matter of a day. Tomorrow is the monthly candle close stream. So I'll be here. Hopefully you'll be here for that. And the monthly, huh? How's Bitcoin's monthly? Not too bad now. Yeah, after that recovery the past 2 days. I mean, like if we get favorable price action tomorrow, if it extends to 116. In fact, we'll see. The current all-time high on the monthly, all-time high close is 115.76113. 115.761. So if we can get 116, by tomorrow, it would be a historic candle close. In fact, it would be a bullish engulfing candle. So just keep that in mind. You know, it's been really choppy, few months, painful, but if you zoom out on the time scales, I mean, you might be poised for a record. You got to imagine we got a quarterly close tomorrow, right? We do. 1 day, 1 hour. Less than an hour. It's really 1 day. And guess what? No matter what, it's going to be a record quarterly candle close on Bitcoin. No one can even believe it.
Look here. Look, listen.
Nice. Yeah, that RSI. The quarterly RSI on Bitcoin, 74.3. Can we get Bitcoin to have a quarterly 88.7? I mean, just what would Bitcoin even be on price if we got a 3-month 90 RSI? I can't even imagine. I hope that's what we're going to do. That would be sick after that confirmation low on the daily. All right, and guess what? The bullish engulfing candle from last quarter is technically catching follow through. That's always a good thing too. That confirms the bullish engulfing candle. So send this thing, please, into Q4. The bears are broken up, man. They can't make money. Not really. Wow. Okay.
Since we started out on Bitcoin, let's go further into crypto.
Let's go to Ethereum, up 1.8%. Cool to see them defending 39.50. And that's, you know, and again, we don't really care too much about the daily as we do the weekly and up. The weekly is, I think, the most important right now because, yeah, even if they were to test it again this week, 39.50, like as long as the price of Ethereum stays above that level, given enough time, all it is a successful bullish back test of the breakout of a 500 plus day large structure, which I think is wonderful. And that could very well be setting up for Q4, where the composite man loves running crypto up in Q4 because he knows that you and all these crypto bros are going back home to see the family, to cut the turkey, to open gifts, to hang out under the Christmas tree and drink eggnog and talk about your favorite scam coins, or maybe even your big cryptos. Composite man knows that he might get some exit liquidity, so he might drive these prices up. That's what he likes to do anyway. We had very, very memorable Q4s in crypto. I mean, 2017 probably the most, but my God, what about 2021? The everything bubble concluded then. And then what about last year? Last year's Q4 was freaking nuts. That is correct, man. Oh my God. AJ Productions, thanks so much, dude. Freaking 100. Are you kidding me, dude?
Atticus Rex, AJ Productions tipped $100. Thanks for lack, Mitch.
Dude, thanks so much, man. I really appreciate that. Supporting this 100% crowdsourced stream. If it's not you, it's not people on Patreon, Citadel, it's no one. So thank you for that. I really, really appreciate all the support from all y'all over all years. Thank you. God, means everything. So that's just where we are. Let's look at the monthly. Why not? Monthly is not going to be as crazy probably as Bitcoin, but just that's fine. I mean, that's same thing. It is very visible on the monthly, the structure. Just think about they're cooling off. Like if this was the daily, if this was the daily on the monthly, it would legit be.
Don't worry too much. Everything is beautiful. There's nothing to worry about.
There's nothing to worry about. Everything's beautiful. Same kind of back test, but just indecision candle after bullish engulfing, a follow through candle. No problem, man. No problem. Anything above 39.50 is actually really good. Let's look at the quarterly because that's closing tomorrow. Oh my God, chat. Let's freaking go. Tomorrow's gonna be an epic stream because we are about to have history. It's about to be the highest quarterly candle close in Ethereum's history. Unreal, man. Let's freaking go. The former all-time highs back in 2021, October, Q4 2021. It was up 22.5%, and it was the close was 3,675.80. You're about to blow that out of the water. It's gonna be 4,200 plus by the looks of it.
Is that a join?
You gotta love that, man. So good. It was right. Look on the 8s. Yeah, we missed it, dude. Daily candle close. Sorry, man. I'm late on Mondays because of appointment. So Jesus shines for the daily close. All right, man. That doesn't get you excited on Ethereum. Nothing else will. XRP still just hanging around. Buyers defending 272 again. Maybe locally you got a confirmation low on a lesser time scale, 12-hour, 8-hour, 4-hour. But nothing really crazy. Like if you're asking me right now, my favorite would be Bitcoin with that daily confirmation low above 109,358. And then if you ask me in second, it's probably going to be Ethereum on the weekly, defending 39.50, holding that, going for the record tomorrow on the quarterly close. And this is okay, but I mean, that's a strong base. Strong base of buying at 272. Like, you just got to imagine, like, despite me liking it or not, if somehow Bitcoin was going to do its thing, the confirmation low, and actually run into Q4, this is going to run too. So it's just, a lot of resistance looking left, a lot of ifs and buts and questions. Things must be breached. A lot of things. 3 different inflection points. And then you got to run to 336, 340. Then you got to break that. So a lot of work to be done. But anything with 272 is technically okay. All right. We can look at the monthly and quarterly because monthly. The monthly is a nothing burger. No problem, man. I mean, like, they're gonna close below $3, which is the former all-time high on the close January of this year. Nothing crazy. Okay, how about the quarterly? Maybe that's gonna be oh my God, the quarterly candle. So Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP so far, in less than 1 day, we'll be putting in record quarterly closes. Not too bad the further you scale out, huh? And guess what? Last quarter was an all-time high. I'm pretty sure you got 4 quarterly records in a row on XRP. I mean, unless this one wasn't because of the history from 2020 or 2018 or whatever. That's wild. You're streaking, man. You don't even know it. Okay. Maybe we can keep the party going on BNB. Credit where credit's due is ripping today. Been ripping. That's 4 days now. That was the 3rd highest daily candle close ever, but recaptured that psychological $1,000 level. And that channel's beautiful. You got some more upside to see the supply line, 1,066. They might back test 1,000, reconfirm it as support before going higher or not, but it's phenomenal. Okay, and records are going to be all over this one. Okay, so beautiful daily. What a channel. Gotta love it. Strongest performing crypto in the world. Not your butthole coin, 6,437,000. Okay. The major market cap cryptos, the best. All right, monthly. It's going to be 3 months in a row of record closes. Exceeding a 1618 is psychotic. I just wish that the other cryptos would play ball. But wait, remember, the year's not over. We're about to go into the most interesting quarter of the year for crypto. So I'm hoping on Ethereum that back test is successful and we actually catch follow through and run, okay, to levels where Ethereum's pumped so much that the dumbest of dumb money returns, like the birds of Erebor. It's been so long, man. The birds are back. The stupid money's back. Because Ethereum is running. And of course, the quarterly. So we're talking 4 major cryptos about to have records. Dude, think about BNB quarterly. Up 57%, 57% in one candle. By far the largest candle ever seen. Okay, now, not percentage-wise, just price, because you did have a 94.58% candle in January 2024. And then a 709% candle January 2021. But price-wise, this is the biggest, okay? Wow, okay, so we have one more major to look at. And let us see if we can go 5 for 5 on record quarterly closes tomorrow. Solana. I don't think so, man. Great trend, right? You were talking about that. 191, 198 is being defended by the buyers. They're trying to put in the highest low of the uptrend. Got to break 216. You break 216, you're going to have a real nice shot at seeing 260 or at least 250 again. So no problem
I
here.
was the dumb money last time, but we had stymie checks.
What's up, Rob, man? Thanks for the 5. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people came in. All that greed, dude. The greed. And it destroyed so many people and so many frauds. And a new fraud has been charged. Y'all remember Ty Lopez? That absolute cringiest of cringe grifters we've ever seen, maybe in the history of grifting online. Him, remember? Books, Malambo, books. I'm a scammer, grifter. Like, remember him? Yeah, $200 million fraud case he's being charged with. Thank God. You knew it. You knew seeing that crap that he was that. You just knew. And it was like, will there ever be justice? Will it ever fall apart? It always does eventually. Okay? So hype in the chat. Ty Lopez. Let's put him under the jail legally, right? And yeah, I just hope that maybe the victims get compensated or something, but probably not. They never do they? All right, so let's look at Solana on the monthly here. See, nope. I mean, it's great. It's going to be the highest monthly close since the beginning of the year, but that's not really special. Let's check the quarterly. Let's cross our fingers. Oh my God. We're about to have a 5 for 5 majors, all going to be putting in record quarterly closes in less than 1 day now. That is freaking. Let's go, dude. Q4. It has to mean something. The back test on Ethereum has to mean something. Bitcoin confirming 109,358 on the daily has to mean something, okay? So it is time to really lock in, as the Zoomers would say, lock into this crypto market into the next quarter. Because I just wonder if this means it's time to rise. Okay, that's a big deal, man. Big deal. All right. So look at some weed stocks, look at the metals, look at these cryptos. All right, I'm sure we could look at some other cryptos and it's like whatever, but let's look at the S&P 500 real quick. Let's buy it up.
Hi Mitch, take a look at PACB, NASDAQ, on the weekly. Bullish harmonic structure from June 2022 to July 2024, and then a return, and now looking like higher low.
What's up, Art Mutt, man? Thanks for the
Is that a joint?
2420. You will certainly look at PAC B on the NASDAQ, all right? Thanks, dude. All right, S&P 500 had a nice, rally. I mean, it's wonderful to see this channel of all channels, the summertime channel. It's starting to get a little cooler up in the north. They took it down to test that demand line. There still was demand, and you bounced off of it, and once again, a higher close today than yesterday, the day before. So very close to all-time highs. Gotta wonder if we're gonna see it sooner rather than later, but just phenomenal. Respect. highest. I mean, that is your like third or fourth highest daily close ever. Is up 0.28%, no big deal. But all right. Well, let's look at the Dow Jones real quick. The Dow Jones, man, still just kind of skating up there. Maybe, wow, you're doing it like that. It's like they've kind of recaptured the level. But what I want to do maybe, I mean, still that back test is very rare. Right? You broke it, you back tested it, you're continuing to ascend, and you're waiting on a 47,370 target. If it's going into price discovery, it is in price discovery technically. But US 30 USD, which is the futures, got that channel. My God, it's so pretty, man. Let me extend it out. They've all got their own channels.
From June 23rd to now.
What's up, Infinite Paradox? Since the 22, man, it's been looking rough lately, right? I mean, just like Friday or something, MicroStrategy saw its lowest level in a long time. It broke supports. We'll definitely look at it, okay? For sure. But I'll see if we had a deep crab, all right? So your Dow Jones, just channeling, uptrending, 47,378, and holding the demand line by the looks of it, like anchor point 1 and 2 and 3, another. Okay, they're holding it. That means there's a lot of upside if they really want to take it. I mean, like the price of the asset or of the index fund or the future could go to the 1414 fib extension in Q4 and still be contained within the parameters of this uptrend. It's really nice. Like, what? Okay. And I would hope Apple. There's a lot to do. Apple involved with the Dow Jones. And then the NASDAQ. I guess we can just look at the NASDAQ futures. Just for the, why not? Because it's live, it's active right now. We do really pay attention to the futures, okay? The futures, we did not see an all-time high, though we were close to the highs. It was last night. 25K. We're just kind of waiting on that. That's going to be what reality is, like a psychological level. I figure they're going to try to test it. Maybe not, but it was a good day, but it definitely pulled back some. And that's it. So, yeah, they recaptured the channel's demand line. They reconfirmed it as support on Friday. And you bounce some off of it. So, okay. And then the, let me just look at the IWM real quick. Man, I have to extend this thing out. Like, how long have I had to extend the channel? You're back inside of it, kind of. So, after they hit a fresh all-time high last week, still very elevated. Wonder if we're going to go into price discovery on the small caps or not. Still just kind of respecting this channel. They filled a gap today. Yeah, maybe yesterday, but definitely today. And that's about it. So, okay, up 0.12%. Great. Okay, so let's go to these Mag 7s real quick. Knock them out. Let's go from best to worst. NVIDIA was really doing things. It was kind of do it, man. And then they pulled it back. My alert never got triggered because if my alert went off and we knew it would be an intraday all-time high. But that freaking rectangle, right? The rectangle. They tested the sell wall and there was supply there. They weren't ready. But maybe tomorrow. You just never know. There is an unfilled gap right below us. They might fill that gap first. But either way, this is just in a very extremely bullish uptrend. This is sideways consolidation now. The argument for distribution is no longer there. Really, they invalidated that argument, which is wonderful because NVIDIA is virtually a systemic risk to the entire market now due to how weighted it is. It's like over 8% of the S&P 500, with Microsoft being like 7%. That's never happened before in all the 120 years of the S&P 500, its existence. Never had one singular asset be weighted this much of all of it. So no one in here, unless you're a Bobo, but Bobo's working at McDonald's right now, everyone in here would want NVIDIA to break out and run to 193. If you want a Santa rally, Q4 pump, let's break out. Let's resolve this bullish rectangle been going on 61 days now, 2 months. Let's break upward. Let's go to that gold mean ratio. Let's go to 200, man. All right, for the sake of the market. Okay. Then you got Amazon up 1% today. And still, you know, it's really like kind of okay. I mean, I don't know how well it's going to perform. Like, you're really not in trouble. Like, and Amazon's technically not really in trouble till it falls below 211, because then you lose the 200 and you lose the bad action magnet move, kind of the confirmation line of the double top. You know, that's the confirmation of the type 2 return. So if they're going to pivot it here, it's just like a high or low, and then it could just be or be turning into some sort of ascending triangle, like, you know, reaccumulation structure could. But so as long as you're above 215.85, you're above a support resistance. So swing high, swing low, swing high, swing high, swing low.
Can you take a look at tech? Thank you.
What's up, Ariza? Thanks for 20. Yeah, we'll definitely look at it. Thank you, dude. Yeah, so really above 216, you really don't have much to worry about. Below that, we'll have to reassess because it could be bad. But yeah, we fundamentally have problems with Amazon right now because we talk about it every time we look at this asset. Jeff Bezos is okay with you know, owning Twitch, and Twitch has a bunch of communist Marxist terrorists inciting violence against conservatives. That has to stop. I mean, that doesn't stop, then screw Amazon forever. Okay, it's very concerning where we are. Okay, screw Amazon fundamentally, but technically it's fine. All right, Tesla, we love Tesla, man. It was the highest. Wait, intraday it was, but let's see. Hold on, it was so close. It was the highest daily candle close since December 26th. My God, man, Tesla, the highest daily candle close of 2025. Jesus chimes. Kidding me, man? Hit target one. We're just waiting. If you're in this, you're in down here in the low 300s. If you got in on the trade setup that was hand delivered to you here live in the Citadel, right? It screamed about it, like almost punched you in the face via the webcam. You've already hit target one. You're just waiting now on 48.68. You're just waiting. Up and down. Oh my God, the gap fill. Oh my God, a pullback. Don't worry about it, man. Just sit and hold. Stick to the plan. Remember the plan that made you successful? Yeah, don't abandon that. Just chill. All right, that's it. Wide open spaces. Like, really, it's kind of like 465 is the only controversial level because, like, December 2024, it was like a little reverse there. That's it. But it is 488. You wait, okay? Nothing else to think about. All right, Microsoft doing all right. Maybe the pullback's over. You know, maybe it is. You would want it to be. Genuinely, if you want Q4 to be amazing, you want this correction to be over, and you want Microsoft to rally, to break that 1414 and run back to the 1618, 543, 550. Because again, it's so heavily weighted on the S&P 500 that it's a market driver. So you want NVIDIA and Microsoft to lead the charge so that those index funds can keep rallying. The VIX can continue to be destroyed. And with a very, very low, depressed, wrecked VIX, all our wildest dreams and setups of small caps, mid caps, even large caps can succeed. Okay, so let's hope for Microsoft maybe putting in a local high or low here. Momentum's maybe shifting somehow, and we're gonna run. That'd be great, but I don't think there's much of an edge here. Maybe on lesser time scales, you know. Maybe they're trying to like 1 and 2 here. It kind of looks like this whacked out psycho looking inverse head and shoulders, left shoulder head. Then like there's so much demand that there's the right shoulder way higher, Quasimodo looking A. Yeah, it's just not much, but like it's almost like you can see. I wonder, right? I'm wondering, is this real? It's like here. This is the 4 hour, bro. So good luck. Yeah, maybe it's that. Maybe they're doing that. These two lows they're confirming more than before, and That's all you got. Okay. Hope so. Deep breaths. All right, Meta, 8 out of 9 days. Negative red closes. You are on. You know, this is the threshold of sanity for TA respecters, okay? It just is. Because you are knocking on the door of a valid argument for owning the asset. What's up, Stray?
Stray tipped $25. Tonight we fly like an eagle and soar like a bird. Wheat stocks brought us to new highs. My head was lost in Rivian today. But let's do a dealer's choice tonight. Also Jonathan Nation.
Stray, thanks so much, dude, for the 25. Absolutely. We'll do a dealer's choice. I'll take a look around, okay? Thank you, dude. Fly like an eagle, man. That's right. Fly like a dragon rocket ship. My SpaceX dragon shirt came in. It's really cool. I like it. So SpaceX. So, yeah. Okay, so I was talking about, you know, Meta this is the thresholds of having an argument or not. They have defended the level 2 days in a row now, which could be extremely good. Like, if what we are identifying with buyers defending the level 2 times now, it could be a form of confirmation. And if we get a good candle tomorrow, like a bullish engulfing candle, a bullish inside bar, it might be a signal candle to really have a very, very low risk entry. But it all depends, because if we lose this 736 level, you don't really have an argument to own the asset until buyers ever recapture that level that we say hypothetically lost, 736. If you recapture 743 after violating, you might be back. We might be okay, but that's where we are. So Meta is extreme for everyone who cares. You really want to be paying attention to this one, and we want to see what happens at 736 to 740. They've defended it 2 days in a row, but we got to get some sort of signal candle. We got to get something, maybe a bullish engulfing. That would be wonderful. And before they just gap it up, Zuckerberg, you know, got on steroids. It's up 10%, you know, off the successful back tests today. All right. Apple, dude. I mean, of course, yeah, the gap might fill, you know, down here at 245 if things go bad on the macro. But this has been acting as some sort of defensive stock. When everything was selling off last week, this thing was pumping. It seems kind of like you just have, all right, after the manic. So it was like 6, 7, 8 month highs on volume. That's almost an argument for a breakaway gap. After that, the next day, another high volume gap up. You just, for a week now, you just sideways. Very, very quiet. And you're going to wonder, I mean, how's it going to resolve? It's probably some rectangle on a 60-minute time frame. You don't know. I mean, there's no real edge right now. But if it resolves upward, clearly you're going to see an all-time high. You just don't know when. It's been very, very conservative lately. 2 days of pump, and then, you know. So we'll see. Keep your eye on it. Down 0.4% today. Nothing burger day. They got it pinned right now. I mean, I own some. It's a pretty big position in Apple. I mean, think about it. They got the largest. Not a holding company. They have less cash than, of course, Berkshire Hathaway. But for any outside of holding companies, like actual stocks, they have the largest cash reserves, 133 billion or something, just sitting there. So, and are there other rumors? Have you seen the rumors circulating about maybe Apple's going to be announcing that they've put Bitcoin on the balance sheet or something, and I think that might be the PayPal of 2020. Remember? Yeah, one of these mega cap companies in Q4 is like, yep, we own Bitcoin. See ya. 150 plus, right? So anyway, it's great. I mean, it's great up here. And then we can look at Google that did sell off today. It started out okay and then just bled out. But who knows where this is going next? Who cares? Because it was a trade setup. The exit, the target for the trade setup was 248. It was the golden mean ratio. That's it. So that means the movie ended. The credits are rolling. Do we really care what happens next? It was a legendary ending to the movie. I don't care. I've already left, right? Of course, like, people can be investors and all that, but for a swing trade, position trade, it's over. And of course it can keep going, because they do that, right? They do it, man. It's like done. Like, who knows? You got to wait for structures to develop. If you ever want to, like, be strategic and owning an asset like this again. Yeah, send it to 270. But yeah, if it corrects, pulls back here, who cares? But in before it doesn't, because this market's psychotic. All right, those are your magnificent sevens. Had to look at them, okay? Look into these, some of these requests, man. All right, SSYS for Trev. Remember, this is a 3D printing company that had a bubble that popped many years ago, back in the first stage of... Okay. All right, so we got to go to the weekly because there's so much data here. But I have all the inflection points already identified. Yeah, dude. Oh, my God. Yeah. Yep, we've been here more recently. It's already starting. Okay, the spring back test of spring got a form of confirmation. You can see the arrows there. Well, dude, what's that 843 level? What is that? That must be a joke, right? No, it's literally 2009, 2004. But wait, it was the old all-time highs from 1996, 1996, 1997, 3 times, right? That is the level of all levels. They have recaptured, reconfirmed once, twice, and now there's so much demand on this asset that sellers are no longer able to test that level. Too much has been absorbed here. So that's the thesis. That's very strong. That's a good sign. So yeah, how about it? I mean, Triple D started doing things. It was having similar price action to its old levels, ancient levels, and this is doing it. So just so we got that out of the way, we can go to the daily now. All right, your daily. See anything going on? It's like more than before. You got the confirmation low and now the higher low coming in. Do I have a structure? How would I manage my risk in this situation? You've kind of separated from that 843 level. You're at 1131 right now. So, did you say anything else? I mean, maybe stop loss at like $9 or 968. It's kind of tougher here to construct a trading plan, but I'm just going back trying to look. That's a real level. Okay, so let's look at this. I don't think anyone would argue, okay, because this is nothing here. But here, 2003, 2004, 2005, 2006, you can see this zone right here, this level, and then kind of like a zone where, yeah, 1 and 2. So you can see, like, oh, they recaptured it, and then they came for a pullback, and they really tested it in 2009 before it went nuts, right? It's bubble. It went into a bubble at that point after correlating positively to this 1075 $11 level. So guess what? Good news is currently there it is. More 2022 is a support before it rallied. To be above that level could have major consequence. And I don't think you'd be settling for any target until $17 plus. So that is probably the way to look at it. Okay. You could also look at it like 1, maybe, and then 2, and then 3. I mean, you could definitely maybe look at it like the more than before situation. But if you care about inflection points that have, when they hold and they're defended, they're regarded as supports. I mean, look, you get to the extent it is $17. $17 target from here on SSYS above $10.75 to $11 given enough time. All right. Very, very nice. You also have a little wave structure. It's not a big deal, but it is interesting because if your trend's kind of reversed, more than before, you look at this X, this A, and then this 886. Yeah. And then this higher low, you know what that means, right? 1618. 1618 would be like 1560. Yeah, so you kind of got that working too. Bullish wave structure going on. So it's very interesting. This trend was reversed, and you got a deep retrace on the B point with a higher low on the C point. And so much demand. The sellers cannot push the price of the asset to where they had put it in January and April. I would be paying attention to this just because Triple D did the thing, and guess what? This one's showing something. All right, that's the update. That's all I can say for you, Trev 845. I don't know if that helps, but thank you, dude. Thank you for bringing it back to our attention since we had been here, right? We had already identified this, and yeah, you $17 to $19 target from here. Okay, okay, man. Have in the chat. Let's go to the next one. The next request, dude. What? MSOS. Rotation. Oh, is this more cannabis? Advisor shares. Pure. Oh, it's a cannabis ETF. Oh my God, is that many different joints? I guess, dude. That's a. What do they call? What do they call that? Let's see what you said. Nothing really about a structure. So the best way we could do it maybe fib extension from the low to the high. They hit a 1414 and we bounced. So what have they done? Very big deal. Okay, and it's gonna be tough, man. Like, cause hey, it's up 28% a day in ETF, but dude. Today, why he requested it is kind of clear. You know, the 2023 swing low. This is like a more recently manufactured inflection point. They have recaptured it today on decent volume. And so if maybe there's a pullback or something is long, that's everything. Like that's where you're trying to, like your argument for upside would be good above that level given enough time, but we just don't know if it will sustain. So ACB is probably your best bet because you got the structure, you got the higher lows, you got the momentum shift. I mean, most recently you had like your lowest lows ever. You probably could get away with saying it's some sort of M shape, like an extension like Tilray. You can see the Tilray in it. But yeah, if you're above 476 and $5, remember we're talking about psychological levels major. If it's real, your upside can't get too cocky yet. I mean, that's 630. And then maybe we could start talking about $10. You break 630, you got some good upside. But that's all I can tell you about MSOS. This is your collective, your cannabis collective, all the major weed stocks together, all right? An aggregate, if you will. All right, $5 above it. Hype in the chat. Nice. Let's see. Next request. Well, Atticus wanted. He didn't ask for LAC, but he had LAC. He tipped 100 and he said thanks for the LAC. Well, we're just gonna look at LAC update because I'm sure some people are like, oh my god, dude, it's down 9.3%. Like, who cares? Target one was 678 anyway. Profit taking levels are there because, like, hey man, what happens if it collapses down to $3? You took profit. So I think still a breakaway gap. It could go down more, but 518, the top of the harmonic, if you can hold that, I think you're okay. If you don't hold that, then you are probably going to 382, but everything's fine, man. The breakaway gap, this tends to happen. Like breakaway gaps happen and then they pull it back because the really dumb money will come in like after it's up 120%. And then they got to get wrecked because the dumb money's not going to know or understand that if you hold it long enough, With your losses, you'll probably be okay, given enough time, and then it'll rally again, and then it'll be like that. That's what breakaway gaps do. So they test the hearts of people for some reason FOMOing. So there you go. That's like, we're fine, dude. It's just off the highs. Okay, cool. Breakaway gap still very much intact. Okay. Oh, my music stopped, man. Kidding me, dude? What is the deal with the music stopping? Bitcoin 114.414. Pretty cool. I love it's like lots of Fibonacci stuff. All right, let's check here. PACB, which would be Pacific Biosciences of California. All right. Well, looks like in the basement. Still been here before. I mean, yeah, you're back to the 2012 level. God. All right, well, so he's probably asking because he's like, well, forget that level for a second. Let's just think about this as a range between 126 and 220. And they're trying to recapture it. I don't think you really have much of a structure here. I mean, clearly there was some sort of jump across a creek there, but yeah, you're at the bottom, man. You're very much at the bottom of this range from 2024. Maybe it resolves well here. I don't know how you're going to manage your risk. That's why you like structures. You want structures to be like concluding their development at above the key levels, and I don't see much of a structure here. Below like all the moving averages still. So maybe like keep your eye on it, put on the watch list. Like this is the bottom of a trading range, okay? It just is. So if you can sustain prices above it and then recapture it clearly, that might be a very extremely the lowest risk area. If you're a range trader, this is the bottom. So for sure, man, no doubt. So that's what I got for you on it. Yeah, 126 above it, you're good. Below it, 106. If you stay above 126 long enough, I don't see why you wouldn't target for 219 to 226. Okay, that's Pack B. All right. Yeah, what's the worst could happen? I mean, it's like, you know, dude, you're in the basement, so definitely in the basement. I'll just like post it for the sake of evidence. Pack B. Okay. Range bottom. Okay, next one was MicroStrategy. Oh, dude, there is no second best. Yeah. You're talking about a deep crab, June of 2023 to now. What? June of 2023 to now. It's pretty interesting why you would say June of 2023. It's kind of random, right? No, I don't know if I'm looking at it like that. No. Your Bearish Dragon has performed moderately, at least, to this point. You can thank Bitcoin for that. 333 is really important. That's the March of 2000 old all-time high, if you remember right here. Remember that bubble? Okay. You're right below that. To recapture it could be significant. I've got to wonder if we might start looking at this in like log scale or something, because it's really whack right now. My God, man. It just kind of looks like it's consolidating since November of last year. So you got like a 1 year sideways chop situation. I don't really see a good trade setup on it. it doesn't to me look like Bitcoin. Bitcoin is like, okay, clearly we can manage our risk below 109,358. Confirmation low is there. It's discernible. It's very visible on the daily. Many people can see it. This, like, it's just rallying off its lows. But like, dude, on Friday, MicroStrategy saw its lowest level since April. It's not really great. You're below the 200 moving average. You're below the 50. The moving average look kind of like bad, like below all three moving averages. Like you're hitting near the 20. Bearish crossovers, right? They're all down sloping. The 200 is beginning to down slope a little bit. So, yeah, I don't see much here in terms of just, again, going by the book for the swing trader. It's a great setup. It's not. If anything, maybe you could luck out and we could get ourselves, all I could see maybe coming for a swing trader might be an 886. Which maybe they hold it there, or gap fill. That would be around 260. It wouldn't be too much further, but this is exactly. And I say this as an idea. Like, it would be so cool to see this eventually, because this is exactly what RGTI did. Perhaps you've heard of it. It put up random, like they sold it off and there was just too much demand to send it back to the prices we saw last year. Like, for instance, okay, if that happens, let's go for a trade setup. It could be legendary, but I'll show you just my idea here, okay? Thought process. Remember,
hey Mitch,
right
can
there.
we take a look at Adby? Thank you. Much love.
What's up, Gummy Man? Yeah, we'll look at Adobe. Absolutely. Thanks for 2168. Appreciate you, dude. Absolutely, yes. So, right, you pull back, the M shape develops, and then you get the type 2 return, and then you go into an uptrend, and then, more confirmation lows, and then it's gone, right? And then pull back today, but whatever, hits a gold mean ratio. Yeah, that's where they'll stall sometimes. So, right, that's what I would want on MicroStrategy. It may never happen. I'm not ever saying it would happen. I'm just saying, like, as a swing trader, we look for the price to come to us. We look for the structures to develop. We look for forms of confirmation. If we don't have it, you cannot force there to be an edge. So MicroStrategy is more like a slot machine right now, okay? Based on its chart. And that's okay. You can pull the slot machine and you might win, right? But remember, like, I think it's like 85% of a casino's profits come from slot machines. So have fun with the slots, dude. With no edge. Good luck. Okay, that was MicroStrategy, and let's get GTEC for Ariza. Yeah, Baba went nuts. Absolutely. Ugh, this thing got murdered today. Greenland Technologies Holding Corporation down 7.35%. I've never been here before. But you're asking about it because it's like the issue with this. You got to think about where we're at again.
What about Okta?
What's up, Paradox? Yeah, we'll look at that. Okta. We'll look. Thank you. So there's your zone, 113, 134. Okay, your major inflection zone. Below it, my God, why would you ever own it? But to be at it, the question is, do we want to own it even at or above? My concern is every time the bounce has been occurring at this level, there are far less market participants involved with this asset. And it rolls back over and gets back to the support. It's just like there is no evidence of accumulation that exists on this, okay? Even if it bounced here violently and it ran to moon. Right? You've got no evidence on the bottom side that there's a composite operator accumulating a position on it. There's not, because you don't have real higher lows. They're all the same lows. My God, dude. 5 years ago, same low. 3 years ago, same low. Lower low than we saw in June. Less than before. Huh. And all these lower highs on the top side. That's nasty. It's gross. That's like inverse composite operator. That's like more evidence that the composite operators are looking at this like, I'm not buying that S. I want to buy this crap when I could buy however many freaking assets exist out there that have been really good to us this year and last year. Like, right, while we own in Greenland technologies. Trump's not annexing Greenland. There's just no point. And other problem is like less than 200,000 volume, 30-day average, and every day. So like you want that 1 million volume signature. You want that 1 million volume so our orders get filled. You don't get running stops. So low volume on an asset that never makes higher highs, and it's just there's a buy wall here keeping it propped up until it breaks. You're talking about record closes, all-time highs, you know, all this stuff, and you're like, what? You're down 7.35% today, trading the same level you were at in 5 years ago, over 5.5 years ago. No one wants it. Below the 200 moving average, below all the moving averages. It's just like I look at this and I'm just talking about it, and it's like, is this ever gonna be a better trade setup than what we have available to us right now? The answer is no. So like, if you have finite capital and there are better setups on the market, why would we ever own this? But hey, man, I'm not taking away from you. I'm not acting like I know that this thing's gonna collapse or it's gonna break upward. I'm just saying, right? The context is kind of miserable for it being at this level. What I would want on any asset, okay, so to extend the education, let's just say like things happened and terrible things occurred. Oh my God, it broke to all-time lows. Okay, what I would want to ever change my opinion about this asset is the buyers recapture the level, and then maybe it's violated again, and then they recover, recapture it again, and get higher, and all of a sudden you start getting like a structure that develops over the course of a year and a half. Then all of a sudden you can identify someone accumulating a position, and on top of that you got favorable price action correlation to old levels, and then we can start talking about constructing a trading plan, taking along. But none of that exists right now, and until it does, you just got to be kind of hands off. Even if it pumped up 1,000% tomorrow, you still can't be mad for not longing this. Okay, all right. Anyway, moving on. Thank you, dude. Next one was, dealer's choice? What? Let's see here. All right, what am I going to do, man? I got to hit the space bar a few times. Does that make sense? Okay, chat, hello. Okay, someone requested it, and I can't do anything with it. I'm trying to give value to everyone that's watching the stream, okay, if they actually care. Yeah. Let's see. Good Lord. Lots of melty stuff. God. Gosh dang, take two all-time highs today, man. Schwab, my God, Schwab's breaking out back above an old top. Dude, this market's freaking nuts. Interesting-ish. Kroger, kind of interesting, yeah. Maybe. I don't know if it's actionable, but it's interesting. I'm just going to keep it in the space bar. I'll find something better, maybe. State Street all-time highs. Mother of God. Financials are going nuts. Who needs Bitcoin when banks are going insane? I'm sorry, the dealer's choice is just give me a minute, okay? IBZ, killing it. AMD, they're trying to recapture, but they can't yet. Oh my God, LHX, all-time highs. Wow, dude, what a market, bro. Seriously. Good God. That's freaking nuts, man. Look at like DTE. Utility, electric utilities, DTE Energy Company. Look what they're doing. It's like they're breaking back out. Like the old all-time high from April of 2022. Look at this zone. They had tested it and they'd broken it. They pulled back, and then what? Your highest low. And it's almost like you've got like three rising valleys. A three rising valleys like continuation situation. Like Bulkowski likes Through Rising Valleys as a continuation, and this is definitely one. Like, because you have the high and then the slightly higher highs, the second peak, the confirmation line. So to break 141 equals price discovery and confirms the reaccumulation structure, all happening in interesting context. So that could be some sort of it's just the trend is your freaking friend like crazy, man. Electric utilities makes all the sense that it's going to keep mooning because data centers and the need for the continuous need for energy that we're going to need a lot more. But there's a mega breakout today, chat. So that's pretty good dealer's choice right there. You know, we don't need much more, but like you could conceptualize the trend. Like, I'm not sure exactly. Oh, it's just kind of like freaking perfect, man. What a beautiful channel. You know, top of the channel is like 150 plus. Psychological. Wow. So let's keep it as that. That's a big deal. That's a big breakout. We have had a lot of breakouts, a lot of all-time highs today. Okay. So I'll just leave it at that one. So, what's up, Quana?
Quiener tip $25.85. I am a patient trader looking at NZRG, lower volume than the EU Nestle ticker of course, but it's my brokerage's access point. NZRG.
Alright, we'll look at Nestle. Thanks, dudes. Quina. But we gotta go to Adobe next for Gomi. I know we've been looking at this. It's been requested several times in the past couple weeks. But I don't remember it being good. It was like, it's still kind of... Yeah, all right. So 337 is your... It's not the strongest, but it's there. And we have seen some consequences that have turned out very well for the asset. 337, okay? It's just a swing low back from 2022. They violated, recaptured, reconfirmed it in 2023, and you had that big run. And, you know, the trend sucks, right? You're not in an uptrend, and there's no evidence the trend's reversing right now. It's just not. So all you can say is like, all right, there's an inflection point, and they're holding it. And that's once and twice. But, you know, a confirmation lows 1 and 2 does not mean the trend's reversing. You can get confirmation lows and downtrends. So the issue is, how's it going to perform? I mean, below the 200, maybe that's the extent of what your upside would be. Probably around $400. Psychological is the heart line of this channel, and the 200 moving average all converge right there. So if you're above 337 given enough time, that's your cutoff. I don't know if you want to own it below that. But if it holds, like if this is real, it's actually going on at $400. If they ever broke that, which would be very difficult to do in a downtrend, then your target would be like 444. But I don't know, man. The trend's not great. And you're not, the big issue I have on this one, and I had it before, was I want an 886. I always want an 886 if I can help it, okay? And I don't have it, and I'm not going to have it until I get down to 314. 317, yeah, 317 right here. It's very close, but that's a swing high from 2019. That would make me feel so good if we could have that there. But you didn't quite get there. But maybe it's because they can't, there's too much demand, they can't break 337. But there's no evidence of accumulation or reaccumulation, right? There's none. It's like the same low. So locally, right, even at M-shapes completing, locally you're always looking for that accumulation signature, whatever it is, higher lows, some higher highs, and it's all, it's clearly a consolidation structure developing. Over the course of 60 to 300 days. You just don't have that accumulation signature locally yet, but you are correlating positively to 337. It could very well be a reversal point. We'll see. Okay, thank you, Gummy. We'll see. Okta for Infinite Paradox. Okta. Discord link has expired. I heard that earlier today. Hey, Bitcoin highs of day, 114,708. We're up $344. Let's freaking go, chat. Are you kidding me? Remember, we're talking about 116's the supply line. The supply line of the channel we are confined in, all right, to break that. You're going to 117.8 and then 120 after that. But remember 1 and 2, the tweet, the stream yesterday, the pings, the daily on Bitcoin's actually intriguing. So Okta, interesting. I like the, see, this is what I'm talking about. Like, you have evidence, like, since the crash of, like, there are more market participants involved with this asset than before over a long period of time, over years. To recapture 9387, I think is a huge deal. I mean, that's massive. Well, you could look at this. You could look at this like a freaking, maybe an ascending triangle that had a false breakout. My God. Maybe extend it like that to be, yeah, it could be like that. But wow. So you have an accumulation structure. So I think if you really want to play ball, 9387, you're at 9386. You're like right there. But that level, the consequences of breaking that level, historically speaking, would be you take you to 141. So that's like maybe a sign of strength. That's a false bullish breakout, gap down on earnings. Oh no! But are you in jeopardy? Is this newer trend in jeopardy? No. You can plot a channel here too. But I'm talking about, like, we're identifying some pattern here, and that's good. So yeah, I think like 9387, we could recapture, reconfirm it. You could do something like this. Something like that would be wonderful.
Looking at gaming stocks, I came across it. Not in love with it, but could you take a look at Aggie? Thanks. Possible area to manage risk for a swing trade? Thanks, bro. Roll Tide.
Lennon.
Roll Tide.
Thank you so much, dude. We'll look at it, all right? What a game, dude. What a freaking game. So, yeah, I mean, something like that, but you can clearly see there is someone accumulating, and there is a sell wall certainly at 111, and they break that 111, 141, and then the deeper retraces will be crazy, like 190 something. So, yeah, it's not bad. But this is a huge pattern. I mean, this has been going on since 2022. Oh, okay. Good, not bad. 9387 is your threshold. And if you break 9387 for real, then it's 111. Okay. NS, RGY, which is Nestle, OTC. Well, it's been playing out very well since I think I last looked at it. The Head and Shoulders. You're in a downtrend. You are in a very well established downtrend. Yep, so this level, they're really trying to defend it here. The swing high from 2017, swing low from 2020. Broke a demand line that goes all the way back to 2009. They even back tested that 2009 demand line as a supply line. Below the 200 moving average. So it really comes down to, they defended it, they're holding it today, but remember, we could plot the channel now. I haven't been here in a long time. Supply line. Oh, yeah. So it's like the trend is not your friend at all. They're trying desperately to spring back test 89.26. Look, dude, you were saying, let's see, lower volume than the EU Nestle ticker, of course. It's your brokerage access point. All I can do is tell you, like, if you made me pick how to construct a trading plan right now and it's not a good trend, your stop loss would be right below $89. Be like, I mean, $87.50 or something, because your argument for owning the asset right now would literally be the recapturing and then the reconfirmation, the spring back test of spring. But you remember, you're not in a good trend. Your trend is down. That's it. So you could, but you might get stopped out in the next few days. It may not take long to get stopped out of this one. But yeah, below 87.50, there is literally zero argument of owning the asset, and a well-established downtrend began in 2022. So that's it. That's all I got for you on Nestle. Okay. AGAE. Video games? Allied Gaming Entertainment? Oh, God. Gonna be a no for me, dog. I mean, I get it, right? It's like, dude, it's in the basement. I mean, it's destroyed, but $136,000 volume, but 30-day average been 4 million. I can't sign off on this one. I mean, if you want to take a shot, you better. You probably don't want to own it below 86 cents. Just saying. Swing low from 2020, 5 years ago. Are they more than beforeing it? Maybe they are, but what have you seen what's happened to all the markets? All these assets are hitting all-time highs, record closes, pumps. Oh my God. You could try to be like, it's a 3 rising valleys here. Fine, then okay, then you're gonna set up a stop loss below 86 cents and be prepared to get stopped out very soon. But 136,000 volume, if it dumps and your stop loss gets triggered, there may not be enough volume to even, there may not be any buyers to buy your limit sell that gets triggered, which is stop loss. So, yep, you're in the basement, you're at the end. They might be more than beforeing it, and they could be confirming it, 1 and 2 here. But they do not want to own the asset below 86 cents. That's all I can say about this asset, okay? It's just kind of like terrible when you got like EA getting bought out all-time highs. Take Two is killing it. Look at Take Two, all freaking time highs, man. What a channel, what a trend. Never before seen prices. This is real video game company. And you got that one. It's like what? Something's wrong. It's not in the same world. Video game sector is killing it, and that one's not. So, thank you, Lennon. Sorry. Okay, so I'm really hungry. I've been live for an hour and a half now. Thank you so much for the requests and contributions and support. And remember, you want to be here tomorrow. Everyone and their mother wants to be here tomorrow. We have a monthly and quarterly candle close. And if you remember from the beginning of the stream, if you're just tuning in, we will have, unless something devastating happens, we will have a record quarterly close on all 5 major market cap cryptos. They will all be records tomorrow. So you want to be tuned in so we can experience that history together. Again, that's going to be 24 hours from now or less. So thank you all for coming out. I'll be back. Till next time. Respect the T. Hey. Hey, what's up, Spark Mac, man? How you doing, dude?